geek'd Nights, what's poppin'? It's Adonis. We are back for the first Does It Hold Up reaction for Dragon Ball Z. And always remember to never forget. So if you want to stay geeked, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Now, as usual, thank you guys so much for all the support, bro. February was crazy. Definitely had the biggest growth month since I can remember. So thank you guys so much. Welcome to all the new geek'd Nights that have been knighted over the past month, the past 24 hours. We had over 100 new geek'd Nights come on board, bro. So if you're new to the channel, bro, and you're in the past 24, 40 hours, hashtag fresh fam, let me know you guys are brand new over here. We are on our way to 300K right now, but that first goal of 150 is what we're running for right now. So thank you guys so much. And also the people that have been here, bro, the ones supporting for the longest, bro. First of all, comments, likes, shares have been blowing us up, bro. So thank you guys so much for all of that. And the intro sayings are hilarious. If you guys want me to say something funny at the beginning of the next episode, leave me a hashtag intro saying in the comments and tell me what you want me to say. And if you're lucky, I'll pick yours to say at the top of the next reaction. But we are here for the first Does It Hold Up reaction for Dragon Ball Z. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time for this type of a reaction, essentially, I've already seen this anime, okay? These are animes that I love, but we're going to be looking at from a critical eye, looking at music, animation, storytelling, character development, and seeing do these things hold up now in 2020, you know, versus, you know, back then when you were young, nostalgia, the hype, you know what I'm saying? We're taking all of that away. Cool. Does this story hold up in 2020? And that's what we're about to get into right now. So first couple episodes of Dragon Ball Z, let's get it. Right off the top, you could just see like the level of quality, like the illustration style is so different than what we see now. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is like a remastered version of it, but you know what I mean.
Unknown to them, at this very moment, a new threat to humankind is hurtling through the solar system. And as the mysterious invader makes its final approach to Earth, one thing is certain. The peaceful era the human race has enjoyed for the last 5 years is about to come crashing to an end.
Crashing to an end. Yep. Hear that music though? So I'm not 100% sure because this is on Anime Lab. If you guys are in the States, you probably don't know about this website. It's very similar to Funimation. This is obviously a remaster because it's in 16:9. The original was in 4:3, so I already know it's a remaster right off top. But two, it seems like this still might be the I keep forgetting the music, the artist for the music for this, but it's not the original Japanese music. So very interesting. Very interesting. I didn't think we were going to have that music on here, which is dope, which is from the English dub, not the Ocean dub. But that might be the Ocean dub too. I'm not sure. Let's keep going.
It's time to come in. Gohan!
It's just so crazy to see the quality, like I was saying before. You can see the frames moving because it's not as precise of animation as it is now. How it's very like, almost it seems like it's computerized versus it being illustrated by hand. And this has like the like mini shake in it because not every single trace is perfect. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy actually. It's so crazy to the art style. Very like pastel-y, watercolor vibes for the background.
Oh gosh, it hit. I guess I better go check it out.
This is so strange. Just for people that are like, oh man, you know, Dragon Ball it was so much better animation wise, illustration wise, but this is the first episode. You can tell. So people that are complaining about the quality of Dragon Ball Super when it first came out, they're like, oh my god, what happened? Bruh, Dragon Ball's never been amazing at animation, bro. Let's just be very clear about that. It had its episodes, just like every other, you know, weekly or daily anime.
Better bring my pea shooter.
Better bring my pea shooter. Bro, Raditz had a really cool character design. I mean, his Widow's Peak was the peak of peaks, but I'm just saying.
Your power level is puny. Level 5. Don't you come any closer. Look, I'll use this thing.
Yeah. Shing. Yep. Not gonna lie, when I first saw that, bro, when I first saw that episode, I was like, whoa. Cause I've never seen anything like that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw Dragon Ball Z before I saw Dragon Ball. So I was like, what is this, bro? You know what I mean? Crazy. Bruh. Look at that. Look at that saber-tooth tiger. Come on, bro. Y'all really, come on, man. Y'all bugging. This is my favorite anime, bro. Just so you guys are aware, I'm not trying to hate on Dragon Ball. I'm just saying, the animation, for the most part, for the entirety of the series, the illustration wasn't all that great. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. He wet.
I know, play dead.
This dude said, I know, play dead. You know what that reminded me of? Have you ever seen All About the Benjamins? If you've seen that movie, you know what part that is. Oh, baby, play dead. Play dead. She's like, it's not gonna work. Just play dead. So funny.
No, my daddy gave me that hat.
I'm not gonna lie. That was like the most irritating thing about Gohan that I hated, because he's such a crybaby. I was like, ooh.
My hat. Give me back my hat. You can't have it.
He's like, how you catching me, bruh?
Hey, you, that hat.
Huh.
That's Gohan's. It belongs to my son. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Where did you get his hat?
Yeah, where'd you get his hat?
I said, where did you get it?
I said, where did you get it? Don't make me ask you again, homie. Yo, Goku tripping right now. That's something that I do appreciate. The animation on some of the stuff, though, like the movement and stuff like that, like his hair isn't just stiff all the time. Like, you can see it moving. But then, like, right here, his hair's not moving at all, even though he's in the water. Like, it's really weird, right? It's like they pick and choose.
Hang on, son. I'll be right there.
Hang on, son.
Just a little farther.
This was so weird to me. I was like, bruh, you can fly. Just get off the fucking cloud. You know what I'm saying? All I have to do is just fly, grab him. You know what I mean? Like, hold on, I'm almost there. Just fly, my guy.
Hang on, Gohan. Miserable little vermin.
Here we go, bruh. Piccolo and a Hodo. You see what I'm talking about the shake, though? That nut bust is where it's at, bro. Yo, Piccolo is... His eyes ain't never been that big.
What is that? I've never felt so much power.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Again, illustration quality, bro. Look at this, bro. His proportions are weird right here, bro. Weird.
Now you're not from this planet, but you'd be a fool to attack me with such an insufficient power. Now listen to me. You came here. I have no intention of starting a fight. I do.
I do. I wonder if this still has him have 3 fingers.
All right.
He has like 3. Nope. Yeah, they edited it. Cause one of the original like ocean dub, and even in the manga panel, he had 4 fingers here. Really interesting. Nothing.
It's one of my favorites.
Keep your
I
eye on
call
the
it a
birdie.
double Sunday.
It's one of the keep your eye on the birdie.
Now, see if you can follow this one.
So that was the original. I think he was like, keep your eye on the birdie. They replaced them with actual moves, I think, after the video games, and they started doing the dubs, the redubs of them.
Well, I guess it's your lucky day, Green Man. Have you forgotten your pride, Kakarot? We are Saiyans, the mightiest warriors in the universe. I can still remember the day that we first sent you to this planet as an infant.
Isn't it crazy how they switched this story up? Because he's like, I can still remember the day we sent you to this planet. And in Dragon Ball Super Broly, we know that is completely retconned. Completely.
We had high hopes for you then, Kakarot.
We had high
Why
hopes.
have you not carried out your mission?
No, you didn't. He was a low class. No class.
Kakarot!
He mad.
Who is this mysterious Saiyan warrior that now darkens the skies with his presence of his past? Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Like, check this out really quick. Because right here, if you guys, like, when you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to a lot of this stuff, right?
Saiyan warrior that now darkens the skies with his presence.
Listen to him.
His search for the one named Kakarot has already led him to Piccolo, one of the
So it says his search for the one named Kakarot, or led him to Piccolo. Will it lead him to Goku as well? It's like, bruh, we just saw the image of Goku being put into a Saiyan capsule. It's like, bruh, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course it's going to lead him to him because that's who it is. It's just really interesting. But at the same time, too, I remember when this first came out, you know, you didn't know what was going on with this character. You had no idea of what the context was. And keep in mind, I didn't see Dragon Ball, right? So I had saw Dragon Ball Z first, then I saw Dragon Ball. So, so for me, seeing this, it was like, okay, he's one of them, because you learn obviously that he's Raditz's brother. You learn he's a Saiyan, blah blah. So let me know if you guys actually saw Dragon Ball first, and then when you found out that he's a Saiyan, what your thought was. Like, was it like, oh dang, he's not even from this planet? Was it a surprise to you, or were you kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Because I saw Dragon Ball Z first, so I didn't have that surprise of, you know, realizing that he's Raditz's brother.
last time on Dragon Ball Z with
Here we are, Gohan.
Kakarot, you cannot escape me. Hey, is anyone home? It stopped.
Goku!
Hi!
Hey, who's the kid?
You trying to earn some extra cash babysitting or something? He's my son.
Oh, Goku, he's old.
Chi-Chi doesn't let him train.
Huh.
Oh, no martial arts, huh? So what do you want to be when you grow up, Gohan?
An orthopedist.
Wow,
An orthopedist. Well, you're not that.
an orthopedist. Huh.
But you're a scholar like a mug.
Gohan.
A tail.
Yeah, he was born with it, just like me. She means, has Gohan ever looked at the moon at night when it's full? I don't think so. No, we all go to bed pretty early. Why you say, oh, no reason? no.
Here's the problem with this, right? Like, if you're concerned about the safety of people around you, why wouldn't you tell him, like, hey, by the way, you used to have a tail. We cut that hoe off because you kept turning into this gigantic monkey tearing everything apart. Like, why would hiding it be any better? You know what I'm saying? Like, I never understood this about this part of the anime. It didn't really make much sense to me.
Well, he sure seems a lot different than you were when you were a kid, Goku. I know. Gee, I don't know, Krillin. That's a good question. Come to think of it, I don't really want anything. I thought Goku had less power now that he settled down. You're still one bad dude, Goku.
He's like, oh, time out.
What, Goku? There's something bad heading straight for us. So we meet again at last. You've grown up. I recognize you, though, Kakarot. Kakarot? That's right. That's your name.
His name?
Who is this? You must
Bro, this is comedy, bro. This dude said, who is this? Whose man's is this? This is hilarious. That's hilarious.
allow me to escort you off this island. Krillin, watch out!
By the tail, bro. Orochi didn't even try to catch him either. He just ran out the way.
A tail?
Nut bus. So one thing that this is really interesting about, like, you can tell, like, obviously, like I said before, it's a remaster. So you have some of the shots that look like the original shot, and then you have some shots that they just didn't really do a really good job of the remaster on. I really wish I could just find this in its original 4x3 format, like the original version of it. But that's so hard to find.
I did hit my head when I was a child. I still have a scar where it happened. You stupid fool, you forgot.
You stupid fool, you forgot. Like it was his fault.
I forgot what? Tell me! Goku. There's something your grandfather once told me that I think you should know.
Yeah, I think you should know this right now because Alien Guy is about to tell you it. But I should tell you it.
Your grandpa Gohan was walking through the woods when he came upon a crater that had been recently made in the ground. I'm from outer space? Yes.
Yes.
Explain a lot. So you
Yeah,
think
bruh.
Goku has some connection with this guy?
I wish I knew. Okay.
You asking questions like you think he's connected? He's standing right here.
You've got my attention. Careful. You're more like me than you realize. You were born on the planet Vegeta. You are a space fighter, a Saiyan warrior, just like me.
The nut busts in these episodes are so good.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Raditz, your big brother. Now leave us alone!
Yeah, just go!
Even if you are brothers, that doesn't mean Goku has to destroy peaceful planets like you do, you big creep. Goku even saved this planet once, mister, so go away!
Yeah, this look like. All right, bruh.
So baby brother wants to be left alone. Well, it's a pity that's not going to happen. No, at this point, I'm afraid you're far too valuable.
This shot right here is dope. Contrast is clean. structure on the chin, the shadowing is fire, the glare on the scouter. This shot is fire.
Very high price. But unfortunately, the job's a little too big for only 3 of us to handle. We were almost afraid we'd have to pass it up, until I remembered you, Kakarot. You're not as powerful as I might have hoped, but still with your help we should manage nicely.
And it's so crazy though, because like at this point in time, Goku is so much weaker than Vegeta and Nappa. So much. I mean, he's weaker than Raditz. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think at this point, it's like, what planet were you going to conquer with Goku at the strength level that he was right now? Like, he wouldn't be that beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with Vegeta and Nappa there, adding Goku is not going to help you guys if the opponent you're fighting is stronger than both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Well now, what do you think?
Yeah, you about to get that. No, you're not.
Just stay close to Gohan.
It is not gonna go well. Sorry about it, blood. Roshi saw it and didn't say nothing.
You can start by eliminating 100 of these pathetic Earthlings. Just dump them here on the beach. When you're done, I'll be back tomorrow for a head count.
This dude said, kill them, bring them here, drop them off on the beach. I'll be back tomorrow for a head count. Savage.
Father's incredible strength. Is there anything Goku can do to rescue his son? The outlook is grim.
Ugh,
In the next episode,
looks terrible.
Dragon Ball Z.
Why would you have that on a black backdrop? Like, you can't even see his hair. It looks, he just... Ugh. First 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Okay. While there are, if I'm seeing this for the first time, right? There's intrigue for sure because of Raditz, right? That's really what holds the interest, I feel, in these 2 episodes, because the kind of slice of life, Goku trying to find Gohan, that shit was super boring, really boring. I feel like the animation is okay. Like, you could tell, obviously, it's of the era. So things like Yu Yu Hakusho are going to look similar early on. Things like One Piece will look similar early on. Just with, like, the art style. You know what I'm saying? The art style is very of the era, which is fine. But there's just something about it that was just long. It just felt lengthy. The pacing wasn't good. There was too much of unnecessaries, right? Like, it was cool it's definitely a good 2 couple of episodes if you've seen Dragon Ball. If you saw Dragon Ball, this is like that reintroduction to the characters. Oh, cool. Goku has a kid. What's going on? Oh, his kid looks like him when he was young. He has a tail. You know what I'm saying? So as a one-off, as if I'm coming into Dragon Ball Z without the knowledge of Dragon Ball, these 2 episodes are kind of boring. They're kind of just like, okay, you know what I mean? The music is meh, you know, nothing inspiring, kind of basic, has its own little weird quirks or whatever. One thing that you'll notice right off top, obviously, is the design of the world, right? The incorporation of the certain animals that are extinct in our version of Earth during this time, but obviously are alive there, right? The saber-toothed tiger joint. The vehicle design, Bulma's, aircraft. You're like, oh, what? Hold on. There's dinosaurs, but then there's high-tech, self-driving, like personal aircraft, not like actual commercial jets, but I can have my own, aircraft that I can drive around like a car. So those things have intrigue. You're like, oh, this is interesting, because you first see the first human vehicle is the farmer with the Chevrolet truck. You're like, okay, so this is regular cars. And then you're like, oh, but she has like a personal aircraft. So this is interesting, right? You see the design of their home. the whole like dome situation. Like, oh, this is interesting. It has like a high tech, but then it has like this whole farm-esque house attached to it as well. So there's things that kind of keep you interested because as the world building, you're like, oh, this is interesting. There's animals that are like, oh, you should be extinct, but you're not. So I feel like those things outside of the actual story is what's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those are the things that are really dope about the first couple episodes of the world building. Raditz is what kind of drives these 2 episodes because you introduced to Piccolo through Raditz. Who's this green guy? Okay, why is he green? Right? If you've never seen Dragon Ball, why is he green? What's going on with this guy? Right? This guy flies off. Kakarot. Who's a Kakarot? I don't know who this is. And then you hear a Goku. You're like, who's a Goku? Right? Like, I mean, you know who Goku is because you've seen him already with Chi-Chi and all that. So you're like, all right, cool. So I have Goku, Kakarot, but Kakarot's Goku, I think. And then you see the baby. Okay, he's from another planet. Intrigue, right? Raditz really drives these 2 episodes for sure. Like, he's really the connective tissue. Without him, it's kind of just weird slice of life episode. So it's dope that they incorporate him right off the top. First episode, he's kind of the first thing you kind of see, right? So really interesting, good choice to kind of keep people interested. But yeah, outside of him, when he's not on screen, it's kind of, it's kind of like, okay, this is okay, but you can definitely tell that the story is what's the word? It's developing, right? Like, and what I mean by that is like they have like set things, right? Planet Vegeta. You have the asteroid that hit the planet. We also know later on that was Frieza's doing, right? So he's thinking what he's been told, obviously. I was off planet. I heard my planet got destroyed by this massive meteor. Cool. So he's in belief of this story, right? So you think, oh, this is the truth, blah, blah. And we also find out later that Vegeta believes the same thing until we find out otherwise. So I feel like there's this developing other world building, you know what I'm saying, versus just the world that we're in on Earth. So yeah, it's a really interesting first couple of episodes. I really didn't know how to feel about them starting over again because I haven't really looked at it super critically. I knew going into it, okay, there's going to be things, and I know people were talking about like, oh, I remember, Dragon Ball Super when it first started out, people were complaining about the animation and the illustration style, like, oh my God, like, and it's terrible. Dragon Ball Z was so much better, blah, blah. It's like, no, there was a lot of bad episodes of Dragon Ball Z, like a lot of them. You know what I mean? A lot. Usually the episode of a transformation or a villain that just shows up or something big that happens, that episode, everybody's super fire. And then the episode right after, you're like, ugh. Like when you see Vegeta turn into his Super Saiyan grade 2 form for the first time, he looks super tight. And then the episode right after, he looks super ugly. When you see Gohan turn Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, super fire. The next episode, he looks super ugly. Goku, transformation Super Saiyan for the first time. Crazy dope. The very next episode, his hair is all super tall, ugly. Ratios are bad. Like, so many of those types of episodes in Dragon Ball Z. So many. So I already knew that there was going to be episodes that weren't that good. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But this was like one of those where I was like, like you could tell like it's not at the highest quality right here. So that's just something that I was already prepared to see. But seeing it, you're like, ooh, yeah, this is a little rough around the edges. But what did you guys think, man? Rewatching this again, I'm not sure how many times you guys have seen Dragon Ball Z from this, start to finish, or just going through at like highlight episodes. But what did you guys think seeing these first 2 episodes again? Is it nostalgic for you? If you're looking at it from the critical eye that I am, are there things that you agree with me on? Or are you things that you're like, no, I think, whatever you think, let me know those things in the comments so we can have a dialogue about it in the comments. We can also talk about what you guys thought about it on the next Does It Hold Up reaction for Dragon Ball Z. But I would really love to know your guys' thoughts, because this is my favorite anime of all time, right? A lot of it was nostalgia. A lot of it is what it meant to when I was growing up. First anime that I saw like this before. It was, you know, its value to me is a lot higher than any of the other anime. Even though other anime are better illustrated, better animated, better storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying this is the best story ever. I'm just saying it has a special place to me that I feel like all the objective things about other animes that are better, I never really include this in like my top 5 list because I'm biased to this. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to know your guys' critical thoughts on Dragon Ball Z, these first 2 episodes, in the comments down below. And if you guys want to catch this unedited, link will be in the description box for the Patreon, so you guys can check this out unedited. But if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, have that notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future content, because I don't want you guys to miss the next Does It Hold Up reaction. But yeah, guys, other than that, hit that like button, show your boy some love, and if you want to check out my latest videos, links will be right to the side. All right, guys, till next time, stay geeked.